Our topic for Project Citizen is sexual education in Los Altos High School for 11th and 12th graders. My name is Stephanie Claros.
My name is Gabriel.
The admin deciding to teach freshmen about sex.
I think we've always had it. It's always been taught in our biology classes. Like there's a section in there for sex ed for biology classes. But we wanted to incorporate that more for all of our students because it's not just sex ed they're teaching in this class, the health class. They're teaching sex ed, they're teaching about drug use, they're teaching about alcohol use, depression, social, emotional. So they're actually doing a lot to the freshmen and sophomores. Next year, the juniors will have had it. So in 2 years, everybody, all 9th and 12th graders will have had this education.
The problem that we found at Los Altos High School was the 9th and 10th graders have been informed about sexual transmitted diseases along with other topics relating to sex, and the 11th and 12th graders are left to figure that out on their own. We asked our upperclassmen if they thought adding a sex ed class would be beneficial to them. 64.5% said that it would be beneficial. 35.5% said they do not believe it would be beneficial to them. We then asked a few social science and science teachers if they received any instructions about topics relating to sex while they were in school.
When you were in school, did you receive any education on the topic of sex?
Nothing outside of your general information in biology courses, I think. Like 7th grade maybe and 9th grade.
In health class, so we had one semester of health, which was fitness, had like goal setting, like project planning, and then of course like sex and drug education. But it was in South Orange County, so it was a majority of abstinence more than like any actual like knowledge. Like we never saw a condom, we never learned about we learned about STDs, but we never learned like how exactly you got them.
We asked the upperclassmen if either a legal guardian or parent had talked to them about topics relating to sex. We found that 53% of the upperclassmen have not been talked by anybody other than a few times at school.
We then asked if the 11th graders felt knowledgeable about topics relating to sex. 83% of the 11th graders believed that they were so.
Not to mention that 34% of 12th graders feel very confident with their knowledge about topics relating to sex, but the question is who informed them and is the information accurate? The solutions that we found happen to be more logical.
Given that 20 states require if provided sex and or HIV education must be medically, factually, or technically accurate. State definitions of medically accurate vary from requiring that the Department of Health review curriculum for accuracy, to mandating the curriculum be based on the information from published authorities upon which medical professionals rely. One of our solutions is to get a new teacher that is willing to teach the curriculum.
Another teacher.
We have empty rooms on campus, so if we had enough students, we could definitely add another teacher.
A new high school teacher would earn, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, a median salary of $57,200.
Right. How much would it cost to reserve a new teacher to teach the sex ed class?
It's not really about cost. If they had to teach a class, it's really about how many students we have. So there's really a calculation that comes through. So 1,777 students, you divide that by, or you multiply that by 6 because every student has 6 classes. You divide that by 5 because teachers teach 5 classes, and divide that by 34, and that gets you how many teachers we can have on campus. So the amount of teachers that we have is based on our student enrollment, not necessarily a cost. If we had to guess a cost, it's about $100,000 per employee on campus.
Could you explain that?
Then again, a typical textbook on average is $70 each. With a class of 34, we will be spending about $2,380 on only textbooks.
Another solution to our problem could be to intensify our curriculum when relating to topics close to sex. During next semester, we can add it on to the science or social science classes. One thing that could make things difficult in a teacher teaching safe sex at school is that the teacher may feel uncomfortable talking about certain things, along with the students not wanting to listen, either because they think they already know what the teacher is talking about, or they might feel uncomfortable about things. Even though students still should be able to be educated about safe sex and other topics relating to sex, it is the student's choice to pay attention, but the school's job to inform. Another solution to our problem would be to contract medical professionals to come to Los Altos High School for a week and give accurate information to the upperclassmen about topics relating to sex. In the course of 1 week, we would be able to talk about contraceptive, STD prevention, parenthood, emotional effects of sex, and the barriers of sexual conduct.
Absolutely. There's processes that we'd have to go through to bring in a professional to speak to students like that. But we can go through that if that's something that you guys see a value. You know, we have to talk to obviously the 11th and 12th grade teachers to see if that's worthwhile also. But I think that we could definitely do that if that's something that's a need on campus.
A few cons for all the solutions would be that students may not even pay attention, disrupt the class, or feel uncomfortable talking about certain topics. Not to mention, parents would complain to the school about them teaching their child about sex along with other topics.
The pros in having a medical professional come to Los Altos would help students stop guessing and assuming things, along with accurately informing them about STDs, proper contraceptives, and personal hygiene.
The medical professional could bring in flyers that would help the student get a clear understanding of various topics relating to sex.
Our action plan is to let people know that this is a problem at Los Altos High School and we need to address it.
We can start taking action by starting a petition, and once we raise up at least 700 upperclassmen agreeing to hear from a medical professional, we can give this to Mr. Hess where he can arrange something for us. If we don't speak up, nothing will change.
Here are some of the students of Los Altos High School's thoughts on the petition. Would you or would you not sign a petition that allows a medical professional to come to Los Altos High School to give a lecture on safe sex and topics relating to sex?
I would, because I feel like students at Los Altos need to know the rights and the wrongs between or during having sex.
Sign a petition that allows a medical professional to come to Los Altos High School to give a lecture on safe sex and topics relating to sex.
No, I wouldn't, because I think that's your parents' job.
In conclusion, we need to unite in order for Mr. Hess to see that we need to be informed about topics relating to sex, just as our underclassmen are already being taught. We are just important as they are.